Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings of His Highness the Emir of Qatar to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos are conveyed by His Excellency the Minister of Finance of Qatar when he was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. The launching of the second phase of exporting Jabru Rocks project to Qatar is the most prominent outcome of the OmaniQatari Committee in its 18th session. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs stresses that the outcome of the Gulf American Summit serves the interest of the people of both sides. And His Excellency the Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court announces the launch of Oman Business Forum 2017. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Ali Sharif Al Amadi, Minister of Finance of the State of Qatar, head of the Qatari side in the meetings of the 18th round of the Omani-Qatari Joint Committee. His Excellency the Qatari Minister conveyed greetings of His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of Qatar, to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. After welcoming them, His Highness Sayyid Fahd stressed that the strong bilateral relations between the two countries witnessed a remarkable development thanks to the sincere desire of the two sides to strengthen them for the benefits of both peoples. Talks during the meeting touched upon means of supporting joint cooperation and ways of developing fields of economy, investment, trade, and tourism, in addition to setting up more projects specifically in the economic zones and exchanging expertise. The talks also highlighted the importance of activating bilateral agreements and memorandum of understanding signed between the two countries. A number of current issues on the regional and international arenas were also reviewed. From his side, His Excellency Ali Sharif Al Amadi and his delegation expressed their gratitude for this visit and commended the comprehensive progress witnessed by the Sultanate on the internal and external level, emphasizing the importance of the result of the Omani-Qatari meetings and the talks with officials in the Sultanate. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail Al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, head of the Omani side in the OmaniQatari Committee, His Excellency Jassim bin Saif Al-Sulayti, Minister of Transport and Communications of Qatar, His Excellency Ali Fahd Al-Hajri, Ambassador of Qatar accredited to the Sultanate, and His Excellency Najib bin Yahya Al-Balushi, Sultanate's Ambassador to Qatar. Boosting cooperation in the economic, commercial, and investment fields between the Sultanate and Qatar were the main aspects of discussions between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Ali Sharif Al Amadi, Minister of Finance of the State of Qatar, and His Excellency Jassim bin Saif Al-Sulayti, Minister of Transport and Communications of Qatar, during the meeting of the Joint Committee. The two sides further reviewed the fraternal relations which bind the two brotherly countries in different fields. Launching the second phase of the project of export of Jabru Rocks to Qatar was the most prominent outcome of the Omani-Qatari Committee in its 18th session. The meeting also discussed ways of facilitating obstacles faced by joint projects of the two countries, such as the partnership agreements for Karwa Automobile Factory project and Diyar Ras Al Had project and El Mira projects. The two sides stressed during the meeting on the importance of exerting more effort and utilizing available ventures to achieve an integrated advantage from the available opportunities in both countries. The meeting was presided over from the Omani side by His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail Al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, and from the Qatari side by His Excellency Ali Sharif Al Amadi, Minister of Finance. His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, said that the Gulf American Summit held recently in Riyadh stressed on the joint interests that bind the two sides. He also added that the issues of the region warrant for solution rather than complicate them, pointing out that the major countries are showing more sensitivity to end those disputes, but their main focus currently is on combating terrorism. Some 63 cases on Batna Coastal Road compensations in the corridors of public prosecution are waiting to be solved. This came at the discussion session of the Shura Council during its hosting of His Excellency Sheikh Saif bin Mohammed Al-Shabibi, Minister of Housing. He also stressed that the process of land entitlement and housing assistance will be accelerated. He also said that the ministry is studying the establishment of a partnership with the private sector to build housing units for citizens. Some Shura Council members also raised topics such as the increase of real estate fees that reached to 5%, finding new land schemes in some governorates, and streamlining procedures at the ministry. Developing national human capabilities and preparing them for the future is to be leaders who contribute to nation building were the most important objectives of Capabilities Development Institute at the Diwan of the Royal Court. A ceremony was held to honor 72 participants of the National Program for Leadership and Competitiveness in the Public Sector and the second batch of the National Program for Chief Executives in the Private Sector. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court. The first program was assigned for some government officials. It lasted for 6 months. After an educational and training journey for 12 months, the Institute also celebrated the graduation of some 35 graduates of the second batch of the National Program for Chief Executives in the Private Sector, who represented different economic sectors from various governorates of the Sultanate. It aimed to achieve economic competitiveness and build joint economic policies between public and private sectors. His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, announced the launch of Oman Business Forum during the current year as one of the important initiatives for the task group for partnership between the public and private sectors. He said that the forum came to stress the need for enhancing the role of private sector and its contribution to development and economic diversification. It also aimed to establish bridges of integration between the government and business community in terms of visions and policies. He added that the forum will conduct some connected activities that work to develop growth enhancement initiatives, transfer of knowledge, and improve the development process practices. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Cultural Week, organized by the Italian Embassy in Muscat in cooperation with Beit El Zubair, continues its activities. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Omani Water Society launched a documentary film to shed light on the Sultanate's policy in establishing a program for the integrated management of water resources. It focused on global initiatives by His Majesty the Sultan to establish a Middle East Center for Water Desalination Research, as well as a water linking project among the Gulf countries. The documentary included His Majesty's speeches and vision about water resources and the significance of preserving them, as well as their appropriate management. It also highlighted the traditional methods of water management through feathers and the modern technologies and strategies. The Ministry of Higher Education, represented by the Colleges of Applied Sciences and the Graduate Survey Department, organized an introductory workshop entitled Cooperative Education to bridge the gap between academia and industry. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
In a first of its kind initiative, the Cooperative Education Workshop revealed that the excelling higher education students can join the labor market before graduating, where they will be provided with 6-month-long part-time employment opportunities.
This sort of initiative is really to attract students to come up and be in the workforce, where they can gain a lot of experience while going to their higher education and so on. All while they are students being in the seats, while they are studying, also they're gaining as experience. Plus, with that regulation, we are also allowing to attract to go into work in the private sector to fill up the shortage that it is needed in certain skills of jobs, and these students can be even paid by the private sector.
This workshop is held after conducting periodical surveys since 2015 to resolve the job seekers' lack of experience issue and create more employment opportunities for the young Omani men and women.
We've been conducting these surveys for the last 3 years, national surveys on graduates and employers' views and graduates' situation in the labor market. So far, training has been always coming as an influencing factor in employing graduates from both sides. The employers think that graduates should have some kind of experience, some kind of a training, and also graduates think that training is an influencing factor in them getting a job.
Students on the Cooperation Education Program can gain many benefits, some of which are to develop their professional skills, make valuable contacts, earn some money, and explore more career paths.
Cooperative Education program is the first of its kind in the Sultanate. We have started reviewing this program 2 years ago, and we have applied it for the first time with the College of Applied Sciences in Sohar, specifically with the Information Technology program students. We have sent a couple of students to the industry. They were very satisfied with the experiences that they've got, especially with gaining behavioral skills like communication, teamwork, and innovativeness. We think that this was a great opportunity for the students to market themselves and to make new connections with the industry. And in the soon future, we are going to implement this in the different colleges, in the 6 colleges that we have in the Sultanate.
The Cooperative Education Program is different to the on-job training programs in that it is considered a short-term employment where students are inducted to the job given specific daily or project tasks to carry out. This initiative is important for the students and the graduates to enhance their employment prospects. Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
With the aim to attract more investments in the Sultanate, the Special Economic Zone at Duqm organized in the Cypriot capital Nicosia a promotion seminar titled Invest in Duqm. The seminar reviewed various commercial and investment opportunities existing in the Sultanate, as well as enhancing the commercial exchange between the two countries. On the sideline of the seminar, His Excellency Nikos Anastasiad, the President of Cyprus, met His Excellency Yahya bin Said Al-Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm, CIZAD. Chairman of CIZAD also met His Excellencies the Ministers of Finance and Foreign Affairs. The Cultural Week organized by the Italian Embassy in Muscat in cooperation with Beit El Zubair continues its activities. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubayyi.
The first edition of the Italian Cultural Week at Beit Zubair continues its activities showcasing the Italian culture in Oman, focusing on Italian artists and academics' presence in the Sultanate. Spectacular photographs of the Sultanate shot by Nilo Dumanco during his 10 years of stay in Oman, where he was able to take many photos that describes aspects of life and people in Oman, shooting the breathtaking landscapes, historical architecture of the villages and forts and many other areas.
I was really attracted from this wonderful country, so I took my camera almost every weekend. I have been around all Oman and took my shots. So I took maybe 10,000, 15,000 photos. And after this, I make photograph from 30 years. So with my little experience, I make all these photos along the village, the Wadi, desert, Wadi Shams, Jebel Shams, all the wonderful place of Oman.
The Culture Week include cultural concert of Italian Baroque music by flutist Daniele Pisano, pianist Malteno Andreani and Luca Blasio, who have indeed entertained the audience. It was coincident that earlier I met with the Italian singer-entertainer Klaus Savoldi Bellavitis, who was on a visit to Oman. Klaus is also a pianist and magician who presented his show at Al Bustan Ritz Hotel.
Klaus Bellavitis from Milano, from Italy. I'm here. I'm so excited to be here in Oman. I couldn't wait. I've been dreaming to come in this place for years. And well, let me tell you a little bit more about myself, because I was invited to make a big concert and also a show in the Al Bustan Hotel. Since I'm a piano player, I am a singer like Frank Sinatra style, I am an entertainer, a composer, and a magician. What Oman people and Italian should do is combine and remember how close we are as people, as tastes. We all come from the Mediterranean culture.
The Italy's Culture Week and meeting of the visitors and artists from Italy do contribute in playing a role of spreading culture of the two friendly countries. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubayyi, Beit Zubair, Muscat.
It's a radio talent contest with a mission of showcasing the skills of Mosul's youth after years of militant rule and a months-long battle for the city. More details in the following report.
It's a radio talent show with a mission. The Al Ghad Star Contest has showcased 93 competitors, all aged between 15 and 25, and all from Mosul. Iraq's second city is still reeling from 3 years of Islamic State group rule and 7 months of war.
The radio show is a challenge in itself. What makes it different is that it showcases talent which comes out of pain. There's nothing unusual about showcasing talent which can be expressed comfortably. But when you're in pain and still manage to sing, that's what's difficult.
Based in Arbil, Al Ghad Radio has proved a hit back in Mosul, 80 kilometers to the west, where Iraqi forces have been battling since October to oust the IS group. The Al Ghad Star Contest has given young listeners a chance to take to the airwaves themselves, singing classic Arabic songs or commenting on football matches.
The competitors surprised me because their talent is so honest. They're not looking to become famous, they just want to express themselves.
In East Mosul, retaken from the jihadists, one participant particularly moved the judges with her story. 15-year-old Noor began losing her sight in August 2015, eventually going completely blind. She discovered Al Ghad Radio and decided to compete on the show, winning the jury's support all the way to the semi-final with her reflections on Iraqi society.
Radio is a whole different world. You don't have to be able to see to listen to it. Even though I'm blind, I can listen to the radio and feel like I'm part of a different world. In the future, I want to become part of this special world. I want to become an anchor.
Despite receiving thousands of votes, Noor was beaten to the final by 2 singers and a reporter. But Al Ghad is looking for presenters, which means Noor may one day return to the airwaves.
Around 1,800 migrants were rescued in the central Mediterranean Sea as 10 different rescue operations coordinated by Italian Coast Guard took place today. At least 34 people died when 200 people fell out of a craft into the water from a boat carrying around 500 migrants. The prompt action by rescue crews saved the lives of the rest of those in the sea. The migrants were aboard 4 rubber dinghies and 6 wooden crafts. Italian Coast Guard and Navy vessels, UK and Spanish ships, and a Doctors Without Borders boat were involved in the rescue operations. A retirement home for former racehorses in the English countryside is helping children with special educational needs or from those with troubled backgrounds to find comfort and build confidence through spending time with the gentle giants. Here is the report.
It's a radio talent show with a mission. The Al Ghad Star Contest has showcased 93 competitors, all aged between 15 and 25, and all from Mosul. Iraq's second city is still reeling from 3 years of Islamic State group rule and 7 months of war.
The radio show is a challenge in itself. What makes it different is that it showcases talent which comes out of pain. There's nothing unusual about showcasing talent which can be expressed comfortably. But when you're in pain and still manage to sing, that's what's difficult.
Based in Arbil, Al Ghad Radio has proved a hit back in Mosul, 80 kilometers to the west, where Iraqi forces have been battling since October to oust the IS group. The Al Ghad Star Contest has given young listeners a chance to take to the airwaves themselves, singing classic Arabic songs or commenting on football matches.
The competitors surprised me because their talent is so honest. They're not looking to become famous, they just want to express themselves.
In East Mosul, retaken from the jihadists, one participant particularly moved the judges with her story. 15-year-old Noor began losing her sight in August 2015, eventually going completely blind. She discovered Al Ghad Radio and decided to compete on the show, winning the jury's support all the way to the semi-final with her reflections on Iraqi society.
Radio is a whole different world. You don't have to be able to see to listen to it. Even though I'm blind, I can listen to the radio and feel like I'm part of a different world. In the future, I want to become part of this special world. I want to become an anchor.
Despite receiving thousands of votes, Noor was beaten to the final by 2 singers and a reporter. But Al Ghad is looking for presenters, which means Noor may one day return to the airwaves.
We apologize for the technical issues. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the governorate of Dhofar. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is a Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of His Highness the Emir of Qatar to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos are conveyed by His Excellency the Minister of Finance of Qatar when he was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. The launching of the second phase of exporting Jabru Rocks project to Qatar is the most prominent outcome of the OmaniQatari Committee in its 18th session. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs stresses that the outcome of the Gulf American Summit serves the interests of the peoples of both sides. And His Excellency the Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court announces the launch of Oman Business Forum 2017. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.